I just wanted to give a brief introduction. As many of you know, attorney Amy Tabor has been practicing in Rhode Island since approximately 1977, I think, primarily in Pawtucket, and advocating for people to get equal access to education. And she's also been teaching at the University of Rhode Island in the field of labor law for many years. So we're very fortunate to have Amy here representing the National Lawyers Guild.
Yo.
Hi, I'm speaking today on behalf of the Rhode Island chapter of the National Lawyers Guild. During the past 4 weeks, Donald Trump and his cronies have shown us their vision for America. They've made it clear they want to keep minimum wage so low people will have to work 2 and 3 jobs just to try to feed, clothe, and shelter their families. They've made it clear they want to revise the tax code to give the richest Americans and the richest corporations even more tax breaks than they already have, while slashing the budgets for public schools, affordable housing, and medical care. They've made it clear they want to cripple, if not destroy, the government agency meant to protect workers from being maimed and killed on the job, the government agency that's meant to protect the air we breathe and the water we drink, the government agency created after the 2008 financial crash to protect ordinary people from the worst scams and greediest practices of big banks, mortgage lenders, predatory student loan services, and other financial schemers. Trump and his cronies say this is deregulation, and therefore it's good. But it would be more accurate to call their plan to destroy these agencies a huge gift card to the rich and powerful, a get out of jail free and do whatever you want to your workers, to the environment, and to the general public card. Most tragically, Donald Trump and his cronies have made it clear that they despise and reject one of the most cherished traditions of our country's heritage, the tradition of welcoming the immigrant, the refugee, the asylum seeker, including some of us here today, certainly many of our parents and grandparents. Many, perhaps most of us, have family members who came to this country in fear and in hope and have found a home here. Instead of this tradition, Trump and his cronies have embraced as their model for America more shameful aspects of our history, times when our country has turned away desperate refugees and shut our doors to them, as in 1939, when the Jewish refugees on the ship St. Louis, seeking refuge from Hitler, were turned away from our shores and sent back, in many cases, to their deaths. And in embracing this shameful history, Donald Trump has shown that he despises our courts, Constitution, laws, whenever they inconveniently get in the way of something he wants to do. In his view, he is either above the law, or perhaps just because he's president, he thinks he is the law. That's what he argued in court, trying to defend his executive order banning immigrants, refugees, asylum seekers, and green card holders from 7 majority Muslim countries, that his authority to suspend immigration and travel for these people was absolute, and that we and our courts have no right and no power to question him. Fortunately, so far, the federal courts have firmly rejected his claim of absolute power as being contrary to the fundamental structure of our constitutional democracy. Instead, in its ruling, the Ninth Circuit reminded him and all of us that the president is not above the law, not above the Constitution, that courts can and do review the constitutional challenges to immigration policy, and that the Constitution of the United States is a law for both rulers and for the people, equally in war and in peace under all circumstances. And among those who are standing up to Mr. Trump's unconstitutional actions and his grim vision for this country, I am pleased to say that there are many lawyers who have taken the oath to support our Constitution, who care about our constitutional rights and the rule of law, and who care about justice for all, not just for the rich and the powerful. The National Lawyers Guild and its Rhode Island chapter have pledged to stand with the many individuals and communities who are fighting against Donald Trump's authoritarian vision and standing firm for fundamental human rights. We know many other lawyers and legal workers are also deeply concerned, and we welcome them in joining in this struggle against Trump's frightening and autocratic vision for this country. As the last 4 weeks have shown, Trump is not the only show in town. His vision of America is one that is rejected by millions of Americans from many walks of life, many ethnic and religious backgrounds. We must continue to stand for and fight for fundamental rights. with equal amounts of outrage and determination and love for what is best in this country. Thank you.
Right.